I'm against it, and the reason I'm against it is a lot of our students, they are in charge of taking care of their little brothers and sisters after school, and if they change the schedule, the seniors, juniors, the upperclassmen, they're all going to be going to school later than their little brothers and sisters. So, yeah, I think it's a poor idea.
And I think there are plenty of good reasons to be in support of it. I think a lot of the research has really backed up this idea that the older students would probably be better off starting a little bit later. That said, there's a lot of things to consider. One, from a safety standpoint, when little kids are standing out waiting for the bus and it's pitch black at 7 o'clock in the morning, that's generally not a very good idea. So there's got to be maybe some way to work on that. Secondly, there are a lot of high school activities and middle school activities that would start a little bit later. I know students are complaining about the possibility that they would have jobs that start at 4 o'clock and they wouldn't be able to get there and they would lose hours. On the whole, though, I think it's probably worth investigating and probably worth pursuing, just because of the chance that maybe kids will actually be able to wake up a little bit. And it's not just the quantity of sleep they would have; it's just that later in the day, there's a whole circadian rhythm kind of thing as to how that works. That kids are a little more awake, so it's probably worth pursuing. Whether it's something that needs to happen right away or not, I'm not sure.
Personally, I am for it, although I've heard from my students, and many of them are against it. I think that extra bit of sleep might help them be less grumpy in the morning. There is the concern about after school extending the time that they'll be at practice, but I think they could adapt. So I'm for it.
I'm in the middle. I think that it could be good for some students who maybe work late at night and need the extra hours of sleep. At the same time, I think it could really hurt them because they need the extra hours in the beginning of their work schedule. So some kids go from school to work at 3:30, work till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I would actually be in favor, so if they did switch them, I think I would be in favor of still offering kind of an early bird type special, so where you could still have kids coming in at 7:30 who need to come in and provide for the family, still go till 2:35 and then be able to get to work or pick up siblings or do what they need to do. And just have a few teachers, like a few core teachers, doing that same schedule that we've been doing for years. But I don't know if that would be manageable because of building hours, because of cost. I'm not sure where busing would come from that. So I just have sort of mixed emotions, mostly because a lot of students work, and a lot of athletes, a lot of after-school programs. They would take us later into the evening, and I think some programs would kind of suffer from that.
I think I like it because then I get to go to work out in the morning like happily, and then I can be here, still teach the class. And I think it's good. But then probably it will affect some students because the one who goes for work after school, I guess. So, yeah. But I kind of like it personally if they change the school timing. It will help some of them. The one who likes to sleep in and then come prepared for the class, probably it will help them. But then the people who goes to work after school, then it's going to affect them, their work hours or the practice. The sport people probably affect their practice time. They will have to stay here in school probably longer. So it kind of has pros and cons about having this change. But for me, I think it will work.
The bill to take collective bargaining rights and certain collective bargaining rights away from public educators and other public employees has absolutely nothing to do with helping out local school districts and helping anything out. It is entirely about fairly right-wing organizations that are trying to come in and weaken unions, period. What it does is it's designed to destroy public institutions to support then private ones, because you can make money on private things. We don't make money. It's a public school. We educate every single kid that could possibly do that. And it's not even, I don't even think that the people over at the State House who voted for it, I don't even think half of them understand what they voted for. I think they voted for something because they were told it's supposed to be to fit their ideology, that Republicans are for this. They've been fed a bunch of lies about public educators and about public employees and how, oh, they're using so much money. And first of all, it was a negotiated contract. You have labor, you have management. They get together, they agree to it. So if you don't like the contract as management, you don't agree with it, and you force us to go to what was called binding arbitration, at which point we would have the chance of losing, right? But instead they agreed to it. We already don't have the right to strike in Iowa. We never did it as long as Chapter 20 was going on over there. So what these people really want to do is they want to weaken public sector unions, drive down the cost over here, but they really want to find a way to open up private educational opportunities, because those people will make money.
That was a serious policy change that affects many people, and I think the Republican base was pushing it through too fast, that there was not enough discussion. I'm not sure why it was pushed through so fast, but all indications are that it is not fair for the workers.